Well, Amy Lloyd counsels people looking for work, and particularly for those in their 20s. These days, what are they up against?
I think they're up against a much more competitive work environment than in the past. I just think it's harder to get yourself into a job, and almost regardless of your background and training, it can be a real challenge.
Well, what is harder now than 10 or 20 years ago?
Yeah. I think there's been a bit of a trickle-down effect, probably post-recession, that people that had a lot of really great jobs before now take lesser jobs, and I think the workforce coming up is encountering part of that. And yeah, just overall competitiveness, I think, getting in.
Now, you do place some of your clients, I hope, into jobs, and what is it about them? What does it take to actually get employed in this environment?
Yeah. I think a really strong resume, but I think also networking and keeping the skill set up that is applicable to the work that they're trying to do. But really, that determination and persistence in getting out there and finding out, not just through the internet and applying, but who's out there that can assist you, and perhaps getting into some work settings that are opening up.
It must be so disheartening for some kids, though, because I know some people who have great contacts through their parents or their neighborhood, others who feel like their chosen field is a million miles away. How do you network in that circumstance?
Yeah, and it is challenging. And I think professional organizations and also just really using friends and family, as you said, as much as people can say to me, I've sent out so many resumes every single day for the last 3 months. I really do find it's people that begin to talk about what they're looking for and get out there and network that usually find something is open.
So, as you and the rest of Canada heard, the Governor of the Bank of Canada suggests for those people in their 20s out of work looking for that way in, an unpaid internship is the way. What's your reaction?
And of course, it's really great to get any kind of work experience, particularly in your field, and that is a way of networking. I think, though, it's pretty challenging to ask people to come out of school, to be paying back debt, to be living in their often urban environments, and be able to take an unpaid internship. And the second part is what are the work environments set up for? Are they really set up for this type of unpaid internship? And that's really where I question some of that.
So there's been a big debate, as you know, in Canada and the United States about the unpaid internships kind of being regularized, I think, in terms of the workplace. But one of our reporters in Toronto, Stephanie Matisse, talked to a couple of young people about the idea of maybe doing some unpaid work as a way of getting a full-time job. Listen to this.
I agree, actually, with the governor. That's the best learning experience, actually going out there and getting your hands dirty.
If you're going to be in a position where you might be totally out of wallet, but then in the long run you're like, I know I'm going to be here right now, but this is where it's going to take me, you have to kind of balance that.
So is there a circumstance where you might say to somebody, look, I'm not advocating a 12-month unpaid internship, but maybe you can find a few weeks of unpaid work, and that might help. Yeah. Would you support that?
I think a time-limited one, and it's really clear that you probably are attaining skills in that environment that are going to help you move on. And I think that's a possibility. Some people can afford it, and a lot of people can't.
All right, Amy Lloyd, thank you very much.
You're welcome.